Hi my loves, and welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for being here once again. I hope you're having a beautiful day, afternoon, or night whenever it is that you're listening to this. For this video today, I'm actually very heart connected for this video, and that's because this video to me means a lot. What I'm going to be sharing in this video, I wish someone could have told me back then, during the years where I felt my lowest and during the years where I felt the most alone. So let's just go ahead and start getting into this. How can you best go about communicating with your angelic team? How can you start receiving messages from your angelic team and being able to just go about life in such a more trusting and loving way? The very first thing I want to say, and this is probably the most important one out of all of them, it is crucial that you understand as a human being that you never walk this path alone. You never do, you guys. Even during your lowest moments when you might feel like there's no one there, your angels are always there, okay? Think of it, I always tell people this. Just because you cannot see them does not mean they are not there. Think of radio waves, for example. Just because you cannot see them does not mean that they are not there. Same with microwave waves, right? Radiation. It's very much there at another energetic frequency that you just cannot see physically to the human eye. The human eye can only perceive such a limited amount of light, aka picture frequency, whatever, however you want to refer to it. But there's so much that the human eye cannot see, okay? We are so very limited here in the 3D world. We are so very limited. Keep in mind, angel guides and higher frequency beings, they are radiating and vibrating at such a high frequency that they are just simply not quote unquote here. It's not to say that they're not going to be here with you, they are just at another frequency. So that is why it is crucial to step into a higher frequency to be able to receive messages from your angels. And the biggest part of it all is stepping into the frequency of trust and openness. When you step into the frequency of trust and openness, that I am not alone, I know that I am being protected, I know that my angels are with me, you automatically shift into an open vibration of trust to where you kind of meet them halfway, right? You kind of elevate your own energy, making it easier for their messages to reach you. Your angels are people that are not even people, but you know, they are guides that are vibrating, like I've been saying, at such a high frequency that you kind of have to put in your half of the work as well to be able to meet them halfway for you to receive their messages and their guidance. It is a two-way type of thing with them. They are always there with you, but they also want you to put in the work to be able to receive that guidance. You know, sometimes you do have to kind of put in some self-work, self-love, trust that they are with you. That way you're able to receive their messages and their guidance. So I would say that's the most important part. Just recognizing that you are not here alone and that they are always there. Again, just because you cannot see them physically with the human eye does not mean they are not there. I'm sure if you're watching this video, there might have already been multiple points in your life where you felt like you received angelic guidance and you trusted it. And so now you might be in a place where you, feel more trusting about it, right? But if you're not that type of person and you felt like you've never received angelic guidance, maybe start there. Start by placing yourself in a place where you are more trusting of it, you're more open about it. And I would say if you are carrying very deep blocks in regards to this, like let's say you grew up in a household where it was just never encouraged or it was just never believed, I would say address that first. Why was it never believed, and why do you feel like you have to be the same way? You know, so it's very important to address those blocks as well if you feel like you're carrying any. But a big part of it, like I've been saying, is just stepping into a place of trust. Trust that you are not here alone. We all come here much better equipped than we think. We all come here with our own angelic team that remains with us throughout our lives. And our angelic team is also there when our time comes to an end. They are there to guide us and to help us transition into, you know, the following phase. That's a whole other video. But you're never alone, you guys. You are never alone. No one in this earth is walking this earth alone. I promise you. Trust and openness are going to be the big themes for this overall video, because truthfully, it is just through those two simple things and vibrations that you are already going to be able to step into such a place to where you almost instantly start downloading messages from your angels. I think a big part of why people have such trouble going about communicating and receiving messages from their angels is because they think that it has to look a certain way. They have read about stories of other people and how they receive messages or how they communicate with their angels, and they think that if they cannot do it that specific way, then they are just not able to communicate with their angels at all. That's where people are going wrong, and I've had this conversation with people numerous times. We are all unique beings. We are all very unique beings here on earth. Your superpower is that there is no one out there like you. There is nobody out there like you. There might be people with similar hobbies, similar interests, but no person is going to be able to provide to another person the experience that you will provide to them, if that makes sense. Nobody else is you. That's your superpower. What that comes with is you are going about your life, living your own life in a unique way, specifically unique to you. So truthfully, what it comes down to, everyone gets messages differently, right? Now, you guys might already know that we also all receive messages in the same way sometimes, such as through number synchronicities. And that's because numbers and just overall numerology here on earth is so very crucial to our existence. That's a whole other video as well. But yeah, we all receive messages differently, you guys. We are all living our own unique human experience. And so when you tell yourself, oh, I'm not hearing my angels like this other person, like I've heard this other person has, so it must not mean I'm just not able to hear them at all. It must mean that I'm not able to communicate with them at all. That's where a lot of people are going wrong. Each one of us gets messages in our own unique way, okay? It might be catered to you specifically and the type of person you are. For example, for me, I have noticed in my life, I receive a lot of messages and downloads through numbers, through sense, because that to me is a very powerful, what is it called? Oh God. Very powerful sense and just overall sensation. I'm sorry, I could not think of the word I was looking for. I receive a lot of messages through numbers, through numerology, because I love numerology. I've been studying numerology for years now. I receive a lot of messages through music. Music in this life to me has helped me tremendously. I don't know where I would even be without music, so I do download a lot of messages from the music around me. I've had really trippy experiences with this in my life, to where, you know, the right song is playing at the right time, or just this, it's crazy. It's crazy how they communicate with me through music, but I have found that they do that quite a lot with me. Through colors as well. Sometimes certain colors just pop in my mind, and since I know the meaning of them, I'm able to also download messages that way. But again, you guys, every situation is unique and every situation is different. And when you finally recognize that, when you place yourself in a place of openness and trust, and when you finally understand that you are able to receive messages in your own unique, beautiful way, you will already be so much more ahead than before. It really just is a matter of trusting. If you have felt like you have already been sent signs before, and you're that kind of person that's just like, oh, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that, you know, that's just a coincidence. Don't do yourself that disservice. Trust your intuition, trust your angels, and listen to them, okay? A big part of going about strengthening your intuition and strengthening your connection to the divine and your angelic team is trusting and honoring them. If you're constantly ignoring the signs, if you're not taking action on the signs and the messages you're being sent, if you're not honoring them, they can only meet you halfway, okay? They can only meet you halfway. At the end of the day, you're dishonoring yourself, right? You're dishonoring yourself. And so, again, how to strengthen that bond and that connection to be able to communicate with them more, trusting honoring. Those are probably the two most powerful things. When you trust and when you honor the signs you're being sent, it's like it intensifies, and they will actually be sending you more signs, more messages. Again, how can you go about receiving messages? Is just trusting the messages that they're sending to you, okay? If you feel like something is a message or a sign, you guys, 99% of the time, it is. It is. Listen to your intuition and trust in the ways in which they send you messages. Everyone downloads messages differently. And again, like we said at the beginning of the video, everyone gets messages. Everyone is able to download messages from them. It's just a matter of asking, okay? It's just a matter of asking. If you never talk to them, if you've never truly had a deep talk with them about guidance that you're in need of, or whatever you feel like you need to tell them, make sure you're doing that. And how can you go about speaking to them? Speaking to them like you would with a friend, you guys. The way I do it is I just literally talk to them like I'm talking with a friend, whether it be in my car, whether it be at night when I'm laying down, whether it be just throughout my day. I just talk to them because I know they're there and I know they listen. And I talk to them and they send me signs, and sometimes I receive messages and answers right away. Other times it takes time, and they'll let me know. I'll internally feel like, okay, I might not know how to go about this for a little while, but it'll eventually come to me, and I trust that you will bring me the messages to best know how to act, or how to go about this accordingly. But they always come through. That's one thing, they always come through. Yes, you have to be patient, and you have to trust. Again, it goes back to trust and just placing yourself in an energy of just openness. But really, that's the biggest step. Once you recognize that, acknowledge that, and incorporate that, you can go about receiving messages from them. Again, make sure you're talking to them and asking them. They can only do so much, you guys. You have to meet them halfway. And again, meeting them halfway comes with communicating with them, asking them for what it is that you want specifically. Get specific with them. Don't be scared of doing that. And honoring the signs that they bring your way. Okay? Honoring the signs, listening, trusting. And once you start doing that, you will just find that you kind of also develop more honor and trust within yourself as well. Okay, within yourself as well. You are connected to the divine. You are connected to love. We all come from love. We all come from source. So when we connect to the divine in our angelic team, and when we honor their messages, trust their messages, we are also deep down trusting and loving ourselves, right? We're also deep down trusting and loving ourselves. And so that just strengthens your overall bond with the divine. So I hope this information was able to help you guys out. I know that it sounds so simple and so straightforward, and that's because honestly it has the potential to be that way if you allow for it to. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you guys again soon.